Also at Western Michigan University, President Edward Montgomery ends his nearly 8-year term in Kalamazoo next week. He sat down with News 8's Josh Sanchez this week to look back on the changing campus, the challenges higher ed is facing, and the road ahead.
Western Michigan University President Edward Montgomery came to campus on the heels of his son's graduation in 2017. Many of the buildings that were on campus then have given way to new structures or have taken on a new life, and there are many changes that lie underneath.
I will turn 70 beginning in next month, and it's time for a change. And so I'm looking forward to that in the next chapter of life, but really enjoyed my time at Western. This is a really special place.
What are some of those opportunities for?
In 2017, Montgomery swapped the Georgetown University blue and gray for Western's brown and gold. He tells me the 3 R's were a guide for the university: retention rates, reputation, and revenue. He says keeping seats filled, building prestige to draw in students and faculty, and tapping into different revenue opportunities would feed into a cycle.
Those 3 pillars represented how we had advanced the campus, and we've been moving systematically on all 3 of those.
On retention and enrollment, Montgomery says campus infrastructure was a factor that had students bypassing the school. Several campus neighborhoods have been dramatically changed since 2018, bringing down old resident halls for newer student apartments, dorms, and several academic buildings.
Those facilities were about both appearance, but most importantly, they were about where you learn, the educational experience you have. Could you have a state-of-the-art facility as opposed to a facility that was historic, shall we say?
These developments went hand in hand with investments into academic programming, leading to a university retention record of 81.1% last year. In the background, enrollment has been falling across universities. Western has seen its own decline. However, this previous fall semester saw the first rise in enrollment in a decade. Montgomery said Michigan's economy has been a main factor in driving small pools of high school and college-going students.
We're looking at the non-classroom experience as well as the classroom experience. We're looking at the ambiance of the place. All those things went to the strategy of how do we move and turn around enrollment. And if you retain students, every student you retain is a student you don't have to recruit.
Education has the power to lift individuals.
Fueling the investment has been a task in fundraising and grants, Montgomery says. In 2021, a massive anonymous donation brought in $550 million geared towards the university, athletics, and WMed.
External funding of the campus went from something like $17 million a year when I first came. Now we're about $46 million. That enhances our reputation, that gives students opportunities, it gives grad students, it gives faculty opportunities, and we get a virtuous cycle.
As this chapter closes, he believes the university will be in good hands with positive momentum.
This is a special place, and I think as long as we continue to have that student-centric focus, to be open to change, to be thoughtful about change, I think the sky's the limit for Western.
President Montgomery and I also touched on the challenges that Western faced. At News 8 at 5 and 6, we'll have more on how the university adjusted during the early days of the pandemic and the changing relationship between the federal government and higher education. In Kalamazoo, Josh Sanchez, News 8.